Hey, hello everyone, Beanie from the bedroom here, your guitar junkie, and I busted out my Fender Telecaster. Oh man, so this one is made in Mexico, special edition Fender locking tuners. Thin, I say, profile neck. I can't say for sure what kind of, I don't think they had a thin neck like this in the 60s. I know in the 70s, all my 70s guitars were not this thin. And that's why I would sand them down to make them thinner. But sweet, 21 fret. Maple fingerboard, nice and glossy. Look at that shine. Look at that shine. Would you look at that shine? And it's like a teal green metal flake. It's really hard to see. Front and back. And that, yes, this one came original with the Fender logo backplate upside down. Yeah, string through design. Dual humbucking pickups by Fender. Your volume, your tone, your three-way with a nice big hi-hat switch on there, so when you go past the volume, you could change it. Yeah, man. So, let's really hear it with some dirt. I was just messing around, and did I hit that on purpose, or did I hit it and put it down? Well, let's have at it yet again. That's why I don't mess around before I play the song. I play the song. Just stay in the right, play it the right way. So, my very first drummer, Greg Giovanni, Giovanni, jazz percussionist. He was like a little bulldog. Put him behind the drum kit and turn him on, and he just keeps on going. And he used to say that when he was taking lessons, his teacher would say to him, practice on the lesson, get through that, you know, every day, and then after that, just have fun. And I did the opposite. I put this on for the first time, and I was just having fun with the overdrive on. And I think I was going to play it back as a soundtrack just to see how it sounded with the overdrive, if it was loud enough. And because I had the thing running, I just kept on going with it. So yeah, this is probably one of my favorite Telecasters, and I'll tell you why. I wish it did have a forearm cut like the Michael Kelly's. The belly cut is really nice. The body is you know, got a decent weight to it, and the knobs look super cool, and the humbucking pickups, they sound good, and it really makes a Tele sound like a Gibson, really. But what gives you that Fender vibe to it, and that's where it says it on the back, limited edition one. So yeah, all in all, a good quality fit. Now I'm gonna plug it in because I'm gonna play it some more after the video. And I hit the tuner and the thing was right in tune. So sweet. I went on Holly Benton today on their website, and I was curious to see what they had and what prices would be and how much would it be with shipping and all, because, you know, the shipping went up during COVID and it never went down. Now you got the whole tariff thing going on and people having a, you know, a freaking fit over it. So I wanted to see, and I started looking for, again, because I would really like to have a Strat body guitar, dual humbucking, if not humbucking single and single, with a roasted maple neck and fingerboard. And with those, they come with the 22 jumbo stainless steel frets, locking tuners, 2-point trim. And I know that the last one I had with the 2-point trim, it was really super nice. It was really nice. Rounded saddles, the whole bit. But I didn't like the fingerboard. And I really don't care all too much for their Tesla pickups. The Teslas sound better than the Roswell, but still they don't have enough bite. They're still just a little muddy for me, you know, for my taste. So yeah, I was looking around and I'm like, they don't have anything. They're saying something like, you know, they didn't give you a number. They just said several months back ordered. So I went to punch on the Strat Plus right away, and it was like taking forever to load on my computer because I've got my wife downloaded a gazillion pitches, and it slows the computer down because I haven't had that problem before that. When it finally came up, I was like, oh, I think it was like 3 and change, under 400. I'm like, oh, okay. But I didn't see any with a roasted maple neck and fingerboard. And I was gonna like put it in my cart and then go to, you know, checkout and see what the deal was on everything. But when I saw that, I'm like, well, there's no point because, you know, as much as I like to have a Harley Benton Strat Plus, again, in a color that I enjoy, because I like the color that I had the last time, but with a roasted maple fingerboard, not the Laurel Farrell, imitation or second-rate rosewood. Again, that's just me. That's just me. So came in here and I was going through relisting my stuff today, and I saw this one, and I was like, oh, I wonder what this is selling for on Guitar Center's used gear page, because that's what I based my pricing on, not what I bought it for at the time. Because if you bought a guitar for like $800 and then now it's selling for $650, you got to sell it for $650. You can't expect to ask for $800. And yeah, I saw one like identical to this that no one messed with, all original, and it was in the same ballpark that I have it at, without the Fender locking tuners. So I was like, well, you know what? I really like playing that. I haven't played a Tele in a while. Let me bust it out. And how many times I'm seeing now so many YouTubers and just making a living off of being a YouTuber. And, they're basically regurgitating the same old crap that someone else is saying. They'll even show another YouTuber's video, show that on their page, and then pause it and comment on it. Just like with DJs on the radio, play the song, tell me the name, and then play your commercials. I don't need to know your, opinion on anything. I don't care, and to see someone taking someone takes a video from someone else and puts it on their page and they start talking about it, and then someone takes their video and puts it on their page and they start talking about it, and I'm like, oh man. And they're pretty much young people. God forbid if they ever really have to work for a living, like people my age that had to bust their ass their entire life. I enjoyed what I was doing, but I still had to work, and it was hard work. But today's generation, man, it's just on their phone constantly. Driving, as they're driving like this, and they're like this, driving, at a light. They can't hold their attention for 3 minutes at a traffic light. As soon as they hit it, and I see other guys in their 40s and 50s, and right away at the phone. Drives me crazy. I don't think we need all this technology. And, I'm glad I lived in the world I lived in at my age, at my time, because we didn't have all that, and we still had a lot of fun. We still had great times. And we went out, we played. We didn't stay in the house and play video games and do YouTube and TikTok and look at videos, and stuff like that. We actually went out and did stuff. So, yeah, so I'm kind of blowing off some steam. I'm going to turn this puppy off, and I'm going to put something else on. Something that I don't need to use a whammy bar on. And I grab a guitar without a whammy bar first, because if I grab one of my other guitars with a whammy bar, wiggle stick, tremolo, some people call it tremola, right? Then when I grab something that's a hardtail, the first thing I do is I'm grabbing for something that's not there. Yeah, it's one of those things. So thanks for watching. Have a good day and a better tomorrow. And that's all I got to say about that.